How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another backtesting session. You know the drill on this, so we're going to go straight onto the charts and begin our month of backtesting to see what results we can get today. So let's go over to the charts and begin. Okay, so this is where we're currently at. We have 2 months left before we see if this is even worth continuing as a strategy, I guess is the best way of putting it. So we've got October to finish and November and December. So we're going to jump straight into it now and begin and see sort of how it goes, what kind of results we get. So let's remove that and go to our first session. Okay, so same thing as before, we're looking for breaks of highs and lows, just like that, and we are going to go short there. That did not break below the wick, or sorry, close below the wick. So for me, this is one that we wouldn't normally take, but we'll see. So that's hit target, so there's no trade there. Next session, and we'll keep going here. And there's no trade that day, so we keep going. And what we're looking to do is, again, just wait for the break of the high or the low. We did have a break there, but that's too late in the day, so no trade. Just wait for the break of the high or the low to see, if we're going to have a trade. That is not a sort of break of the low, so there's going to be no trade this day as well. So October's been quite a quiet month so far. So that is a break of the high, but it isn't a break. It isn't a close above the wick, which is what we want to see. So again, this would not be a valid trade normally, but we're going to take it anyway. And that is a loss, so we can put that in for October. And what we can do is, once we built up the data for this, we can essentially see if it's worth doing more testing on, because we don't want to, waste our time testing stuff if in a year it isn't, valid or going to work. It's not going to, be worth it. Testing it over multiple years. So let's see. So that's now entered us into the trade. This trade is valid, so we'll see if this wins. We got some news coming up, so we hold through the news, but that obviously stopped us out. But that's absolutely fine. What news was that? CPI. Okay, well, that's the thing though. With this strategy, I've been trading through news, so we kind of have to hold through all news. We can't just not trade certain news, but trade other. So let's see. So that is a break there. So we can draw this on. Again, it's not a break above the wick, so we know that this probably will lose, but let's see. And that's reached target, so we're going to skip past that. Next session. Now obviously it would have gone, but that's way too late in the day. 3 p.m. is past the trading hours for this particular strategy, so no trade there. There's going to be no trade that day. And this is the thing, you can see very quickly if you're going to get trades or not, which I think is really good and useful. That is a break, so we would take this short. Now this is very low down the range, so I'm not expecting this to win, even though it is valid, just because of how low in the range we are. Okay, that's an unfortunate loss. Again, something we can look at down the line is risk management around failures to break the low. because that could, you know, avoid a lot of losses for us. But this is all about developing and building the strategy as we go, and sort of seeing what works best for it. So again, this is a break, but it's not a break below, so this wouldn't be a valid sell typically. But for the back testing, we have to take it, and obviously it does lose. That was a pretty obvious one. Let's go to next session. And if you watch the last video, you'll see that we actually would be up another 4% if we stuck to what we're testing, which is interesting to see, and something that, you know, I want to look into more. And so that is October done. So let's quickly work out the stats for this. And we lost 3%. And combined, we would have lost 1%. So let's just work out the win rates quick. So that was a 33.3% win rate. And the other one was a 0% win rate. So as you can see, trading just breaks and closes above or below the wicks, we would have actually made 2%. Combined, we lost 1% in the month, and trading, you know, no wicks, we lost 3%. So you can see if you only traded where price isn't breaking and closing above the wick, you would actually lose literally every single month except for 1 month where you would have made 1%. So we know there's a definite theme here that breaking and closing below or above a wick in the high or the low clearly makes a difference, as you can see from this data here. And you know, it is performing better than it combined. So we're going to keep seeing what's happening there. We'll do a bit more testing to see what happens in November. There's going to be no trade that day. So that just about breaks below. So we can take this, and that's hit target, so no trade there. So this is going to be a trade. And that's going to be a loss for November. Remove that. Go to the next session. And that is going to be a trade. It might be a little bit too much of a big candle there, but we'll see. Obviously, we don't want to exceed 12, and yeah, there's going to be no trade there. And that is going to be a trade, and a valid trade. So we will see if we get tagged into this. So that is fine, and that is going to be a loss. Didn't quite get the pullback quick enough there. Go to the next session, and this is essentially what we're doing, is we're just rinse, repeat, going through it, testing it, seeing what the results are. And then, as I said, it will be interesting to see what the result is over the year. If it would have made us more money, if it would have saved us money, would we have lost money, that sort of thing. So we will see. So far, November has been a tricky month, but we will keep going nevertheless. That's no trade that day. Let's see. Okay, that's going to be probably no trade, just because I'd be amazed if we can get a retracement this deep before 12. We're basically nearly at target as well, so we'll see. Two candles, 1, 2. Okay, we've been tagged in now, and that has hit TP. So that is a win. And that puts us back to break even on the strategy there. We'll go to the next session and keep going. We'll do a few more trades just to see. Okay, there's no trade that day. Yeah, a few more trades just to see what happens. So that is a break and close below. So we will be going short here as it's valid. Okay, don't know what that was because there was no news there, but we have to accept that as a loss. Go to the next session. That was a crazy candle. Look at that. Maybe there was some, like, I don't know, some random news that came out that we don't know about. No trade that day. Okay, that is going to be a trade. Do you know what? It's very, very volatile in November. I didn't realize how volatile it was. That's just tagged in and stopped out. We'll do one more trade just to see where we end up. So that is just about a break. This is a very interesting trade. So we'll see if we get a win here. This will be the last trade for the video. Regardless of whether we get entered or not. So we're tagged in and it does hit TP. So that is a win. And we will leave it at that for today's video. So we did basically a bit of October and November there. So we lost 1%. We're up 1% in November so far. Obviously looking here, that will be the same here. So we're up 1% in November. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what's better. But overall for the year, 10% I think is not too bad of a result. But yeah, hopefully you found that useful, you know, seeing how I backtest new things I'm trying to add to my strategy. And hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, and we will be back in the trading week for some more profit on the account. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.